Hello, everyone. Facebook Live, YouTube.com, Kevin Olenick, Spreaker.com, Kevole, Soundcloud.com, Kevole, YouTube.com. Oh, I already said that. Soundcloud, Speaker, YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at Kevole. Woke up this morning, or went to bed last night, first of all, and developing situation was the story in Las Vegas. And woke up this morning, like all of you, for the second straight day, I might add, to realize it was terrible. Woke up this morning and learned 50 people were killed, over 400 were wounded of the Jason Aldean concert in Las Vegas last night. Come home from work. Of course, the numbers have changed, and as of this recording, which is currently 6:54 Pacific time, we are at 59 dead, 530-ish, I want to say, injured. It is officially the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. 527 injured, and over 21,000 probably emotionally scarred for the rest of their life. We don't talk a lot about that, but that's a fact that is here. And I'm going to probably say some things that are going to piss some people off. But I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to say stuff. And I have some questions. I just need to start asking some questions, and looked at some of the things at Twitter and some of the conversation we had. And of course, the first thing that started is the gun control debate. That whenever these shootings happen, we get to the gun control debate. And if 5 to 10-year-old children dying 2 weeks before Christmas wasn't going to change the minds of people, how in the hell is this going to change the minds of people? Did we actually think that people would think any differently about this? Seriously? That debate was over the moment people, the politicians and the NRA went, I don't know, about Sandy Hook. They felt their actual power, their position, who they were, the money that they paid, they were getting paid, they were paying to someone, whatever, was more important than children. Yet some of these conservatives and some of these people actually claim to be pro-life. That's a whole other topic for another time. We don't need to get into that. But I just find that very interesting. Don't you find that interesting? Some of you might find that interesting. And of course, at the same time that that's the right for the gun, we just might remind everyone that these same people think that healthcare is a privilege. So the people that are actually going through the actual dealings of medical costs, which are going to be exorbitant, by the way, this is going to be a privilege for them. And they should be lucky that they have it. It's not a right. It's a privilege. But a gun owner, Stephen Paddock, that's okay, right? And let's not also forget those who were at the concert, going to Las Vegas, a fun city. And I know that there are people that might be watching this video right now saying, thinking about people that they're waiting for, and the memories that they've had. I've seen that a lot of you share about that. And yeah, it's a very sad situation. But the exorbitant potential psychological dealings that others have to deal with, not only that, the actual expenditure of putting together a memorial service, things like that. And I know there's going to be people out there, well, if you look at this graph and you see where this state has gun control laws and this state does not have gun control, who the fuck cares? Who cares right now who has gun control laws and who don't? There are 59 people that have their lives ended. And you're sitting there trying to tell me, you go to the funeral of these people and you tell them, ask them, hey, you look at the graphic here and the graphic here. Shut up. Who cares? Seriously, nobody cares. Stop it. Grow some damn compassion. Gosh. Another thing, I know that I want a job in the media industry, and this question may not help me in this endeavor, but I have to ask this. I really do. What is the difference, legitimately, because I don't know the answer to this, and maybe a lot of you are thinking the same thing that I am. What's the difference between a mass shooting and a terrorist attack? Yesterday, the news in Edmonton happened, and the news was all over with the word terror attack. You saw it on ABC News, I saw it on CNN, I saw it on several local news outlets across Canada. Today, with Las Vegas, it's a mass shooting. I'm legitimately curious what the difference is. Because it feels to me that they're actually the same thing. I don't know. Maybe it feels the same. I think you ask the people and you actually listen to the witnesses that are sharing the stories there, they've acted a little bit terrified, for pardon the pun. I don't know. I legitimately want someone to explain to me the difference between a mass shooting and a terrorist attack in a public forum, because it doesn't make any sense to me why you're choosing your words and you're consistently using the same word. Someone has to tell me the difference. Because I don't know. I think there's a lot of people actually confused like me about what one is and what one isn't. Third thing, just my third question. When will conservative leaders and conservative and evangelical Christian leaders like Franklin Graham, James Dobson, Bill O'Reilly, Denny Burke, any of those guys, there's a list of them, you know who they are. When one of these guys actually not going to strongly condemn this in the most appropriate of forums, the same way that they do when an out-of-country person or a person not from Canada and or the States does an attack like this? When is it not going to be about thoughts and prayers? Whatever the hell thoughts and prayers means. And this is a guy that's a Christian, and I legitimately don't understand what thoughts and prayers mean. I legitimately sympathize with the people that say thoughts and prayers mean absolutely dick nothing. Because actually, quite frankly, the way that you shout and yell, some of these people shout and yell about the LGBT community and who the hell they're marrying, and you stand on your pedestal and you actually legitimately don't want people to work and you condemn in all possible terms, and the way that you act towards things like this is not consistent. It's actually religious garbage. I think that's the best way that I can describe it. It's religious, pious garbage, and it just doesn't make sense. It's stuff I actually want to puke when I hear it, because it's doing nothing. It would be just nice just once one of these guys would actually take this issue seriously instead of thoughts and prayers, which probably means they don't really, which may mean to a hell of a lot of people they actually don't care. I don't know. That may sound harsh to some of you, but that's just legitimate. I'm curious, you know. Bill O'Reilly said today that this was just the part of freedom. Yet, if this guy's name was Abdul Alejandra Muhammad, whatever, we would be having a conversation today about the importance of the U.S. closing their borders. But today, since the guy's name is 64-year-old Steve Paddock, it's about freedom, people. Know the difference. Another thing, I guess, that I was thinking about, excuse me, not good radio or you videoing, but I was thinking this morning when I woke up and I saw the news, and I had a tear in my eye, and as I was thinking today, I was like, this is actually quite selfish of me in some ways. This isn't about me. This isn't about my feelings. This isn't about how I feel. I'm expressing my thoughts because I'm fortunate to have a MacBook and a laptop and a podcast that I'm able to do this kind of thing. And some of you want to listen, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. It's great, I guess, for comfort of my soul, but it's also somewhat selfish to me. It's not about me. It's about the victims in Las Vegas today and the victims in Edmonton. And when we talk about victim, it's not about just the people that are injured or have lost their life. It's about the families and the people that were there and the people that were impacted in many different ways. There's going to be a lot of emotional scarring, even Edmonton. It's not just about the victims that are in the hospital and the police officer who was incredibly brave and just courageous. It's about the people that saw that and witnessed that. And what I don't know what because we live in a world that we just quickly move on to. The next story was the life and or death of Tom Petty. Not saying that people weren't focusing on Las Vegas, and I'm not, but because a lot of people were, but I wonder what happens when we're off to our next adventure, whatever it is. While we are going on with our lives, telling different stories, talking about different things, the families of these people are going to living with the pieces of a loss for the rest of their life. A mother lost a son, a father lost a daughter, a brother lost a sister lost a brother, a husband lost a wife lost a husband, a partner lost a brother, a friend lost a friend, a cousin lost a cousin. And I just don't know, I guess there's nothing we can do about that, and I'm just venting in some weird way, but it's something I'm thinking about, and I don't know how we keep that in context and focus. And I know that we talk about the importance of love, and love trumps hate, but something more. I'm struggling with feeling that we need something more, and I don't know what that specifically is. And part of this is I don't know. So those are my 4 real thoughts about the gun control debate. Which, by the way, I'm not saying that a gun control law would have changed anything, but or banning or whole, but at the very least, who knows if at least there would have been a conversation. And don't tell me, by the way, back to gun control, don't sit there and tell me that if other people had a gun, this wouldn't have happened. I call bullshit on that right now. It would have been worse. If there was more people with guns and a guy was running around shooting, people would have shot back and it would have been worse. Flat out. I'm telling you now. It's like, sorry. Don't be it. Don't believe it. I call bullshit on that. Sorry I said bullshit on Facebook Live. Report me. Whatever. No. Anyway, I hope you have a great or as best of the rest of the day as you can. And I hope you got something from this video, and if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook Live, Spreaker.com, Soundcloud.com. I'll read the comments after. I generally can't read them as I am watching because it's actually, for one, it's actually distracts me, and second, it scrolls up too fast. Anyway, I really appreciate you listening if you've gotten this far, and thanks for your time. Have a great day. Bye.